we're Brock and Emily. Welcome to the TNT podcast, where we tackle everything that makes life explosive. I blew it up this time.
Awesome.
Today we're going to chat about the last couple weeks of our lives, what we've been up to. It's been a little hectic in the tour house. I'm going to let you start because...
Break out the elephant in the room?
Everything that we've been going through has to do with you and this knee that we finally got fixed after 4 months. So what's your recovery been like?
Surgery and recovery has been... Surgery went well. I mean, that's a positive. Good. All is well there. Recovery is recovery. We started PT yesterday, so that was a big step. Was very nervous in the car ride. I think it was a very quiet car ride for us, which isn't normal. I didn't know what to expect. Never gone through PT like this before. Still, at this time, I am not able to walk on my leg. So anybody touching my leg is scary right now. I don't want anybody near it. I don't want the dog to catch a ball near it. Everything I do with it is scary. So it's like, yesterday was a huge step for me. Not literally, because we couldn't step. But it's one of those things. It's like, just little stretches. We're tired today. You know, the little stretches wore us out. It was good. It was fun. It was nice
to get out of the house.
It was very nice to get out of the house. Yeah. But I mean, I've been stuck in that recliner for quite some time.
3 weeks. Today's 3 weeks, right?
Yeah. Very little movement getting up and going to bed or going to the bathroom, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well, and it's been challenging because, I mean, I've had over a dozen major surgeries in my life, and so he has never had a broken bone. He's never had a surgery. He did have surgery when he was a newborn on his...
Yeah, we don't remember that.
Like you had a cyst on the vocal cords, but he doesn't remember that. So truly, this was his first major medical anything in his entire life. So the challenge, you know, when he came out of surgery, the surgery went well. You know, we won't know if the graft holds until he's up and running again, which is 6 months away. But pain management was huge. So he's a rare patient that his body doesn't react to pain medication. So we're in the post-op recovery room and they called me back and they're like, we're having some issues. And I was like, oh God. Immediately I'm thinking, what was torn that you didn't tell us about? What recovery do we need to plan for that we weren't expecting? But no, it was all pain management. They had pumped him full of everything. Ketamine, 2 doses of fentanyl, Oxy, Demerol,
Dilaudid.
I mean, anything that you can think of. The sheet they gave us, I think there were 17 medicines that they gave him, and nothing. His body just didn't react to anything.
We were able to have a full-on conversation as though nothing was wrong, but I was in pain. So
yeah, it was rough.
It was a different situation for the nurses, I'm sure. So
yeah,
but yeah,
it happens every once in a while. Apparently, they don't really understand what causes it, but his pain receptors essentially don't work with pain medication. So the first couple of days were pretty rough, and then I had to leave for a bachelorette party, so I left him 2 days post-op
alone.
You weren't alone. Our brothers were there, and our dad stopped by, and he had help.
We had a support system.
But it was a bachelorette party that has been planned since long before you got hurt, and I couldn't miss it. And, so we had a lot of help, but we got through it. I feel like you hit the 2-week mark and have been steadily, getting better. You've been up helping with laundry now. He made me breakfast this morning. He makes me breakfast every morning. So I had to make myself breakfast the last 2 weeks. And I don't like making myself breakfast. I like my chef to make my breakfast. So it's been a busy couple weeks for us, but yeah. How you feeling now? Do you want to talk about your recovery to the road a little bit?
We can drop a little plug. I am doing a little YouTube segment on my own channel. I do have Recovery to the Road. It's basically going to be behind the works of everything I do with my knee, all the work that goes into it, and basically just vlogging all of my progress throughout the next 6 months, and then hopefully with it ending at my first half marathon.
Yeah,
I guess.
First one.
Yeah, my first half marathon. So that's the process for me in the next 6 months for my vlogging. I want to do as much videotaping and, documenting of this whole process. Because like you said, this is my first surgery. So I'd like to document the process from the patient's standpoint. And I did get clearance from PT that we can videotape there, just obviously no other
Yeah.
patients. So there's going to be a lot to come on. Check out my other channel. Recovery to the Road is the segment that we're going to be doing. It's just under Brock Tour. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. And
But
the end goal would be obviously the half marathon before the end of this year, which we'll see. We'll see how the recovery goes. But the end goal is obviously an Ironman in 2026. So the Ironman was supposed to be in 2025. God had other plans, so here we are. We had to push that back a little bit, but we're gonna make a trip out of it. Probably St. George. Go see Kayla and the
see some
kids.
friends,
Yeah,
yeah.
we have my best friend lives in St. George, and beautiful time of year, April, May. So I think we're gonna make a little trip out of it next year, and it'll be our 10-year anniversary. From
that's
when
what I was thinking.
When we were married.
That's what I was thinking.
We made it to the Big Ten.
We haven't there yet.
We're there.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the end goal, but
I've been locked on the couch. What have you been doing?
it's been hell. The last 3 weeks have been, actually this week has not been bad. It's been a little better this week, but the dynamic in our house, we both contribute to everything, work and household. But I would say that the majority of our work falls on me and the majority of our household work falls on Brock. So he does everything from cutting the grass to trimming the bushes and the tree, everything outside, to the trash every day, to cooking all of our meals. I mean, we eat pretty healthy in our house, and he preps pretty much all of our meals, with the exception of we go out to dinner, two or three times a week, just because we don't have time to.
How's laundry?
With the it's being done. I actually had to pause it. I had to pause laundry so that it didn't disrupt this video.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, cooking, cleaning, laundry.
It's all on you right now, and
Everything.
it's not easy having 3 kids.
Yeah.
And everything falling on one person. I know that. It's
I think it's a blessing in disguise, though, and I've said this over the last 3 weeks to multiple people. I had dinner with one of my best friends on Monday night, and I said it to her. I was like, you really don't understand and appreciate what your partner does until it all falls on you. So the last 3 weeks have been absolutely miserable. I mean, we got it done. We got shit done, though. We did.
we always do.
We did. But we had a couple closings that some challenges came up that we weren't anticipating or expecting. So, okay, wait, what's today? Today's Wednesday, the 29th. So this was last weekend going into Monday, Labor Day, or MLK Day.
Yes.
So we have a property in Phoenix that we closed on last week, and last minute, originally the buyers, what our buyers do is they take the property as is, and that means everything. The house, the junk, the hoarders, the broken down vehicle out front, everything. This particular buyer decided last week or the week prior that they wanted 3 broken down vehicles and a trailer removed prior to closing. So, and that happened on Friday, and obviously everything is closed on weekends. So we were able to arrange a junk tow truck company to come on Monday,
MLK Day.
The problem was on Sunday night, I woke up at 1 a.m. with the flu. And so I was up all morning, and I was supposed to be at the property at 9 a.m. The property's 45 minutes away.
I can't drive.
He cannot drive.
Right,
He is
just to make it
non-weight
clear.
bearing, non-weight bearing, no driving, really like only leaving the house for essential because, and I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So
Sorry.
the surgery that he had done, this is how it was described to me. So he tore his ACL, and we thought he tore both meniscuses. His MCL is intact and fine. So what they do is they take about a 2x3 graft out of his quad. So it's not a little tiny sliver. They take this graft out of his quad, and then they pick the middle of it, the most beautiful plump piece out of the middle. And they go and they reconstruct his ACL, and they drill it back into the bone. So that was like ACL reconstruction piece number 1. And
Which would have been good news if it was just that.
Yes, because you could have started
We'd be
PT
back up to life going in
that day.
Yep.
He'd be driving right now, which we still have 4 more weeks of no driving.
Yeah.
So that's piece number 1. When they got in there, his inside meniscus?
Medial? Good
medial,
or bad news?
Lateral. The good one.
Lateral.
Lateral was intact, which we originally thought it was torn. So that was good news. But the bad news was his inside meniscus.
Medial.
The medial. I don't understand all these I don't even know the term for it.
Medical terms.
Whatever. So his inside medial meniscus wasn't actually torn, but it's supposed to sit like this, and his meniscus was flopping in and out. So what they had to do was a meniscus, and it's good in the long run because your people who have meniscuses that break down are the ones that need knee replacements in their 40s. So really good news
It's only
long
5 years
term.
away.
Stop it. Stop it. So the good news is they were able to salvage his meniscus. They didn't have to go and shave it off and do the cleanup that me and most people have when they hurt their meniscuses. They salvaged his meniscus, but it wasn't staying in the pocket between the bones. So they had to repair it, which means that they basically anchor his meniscus into his bone. And that's the piece that is non-weight bearing for 6 to 8 weeks, no driving, nothing. So his surgery was a very complicated surgery. And it makes it even worse that it was his first one. So very challenging. Now, what were we saying before
Basically,
that?
it just comes down to I can't drive. So
Yeah.
she was out at what is 14th Street. We can say the street.
14th,
yeah,
he doesn't
14th
care.
Street property.
So
and you were out there throwing up. You had a bull out there with you. You had the truck drivers. You were just...
It was bad.
Yeah.
And we had to call the police because you have to
Run VIN
the
numbers.
VINs to make sure that the vehicles aren't stolen before they can take possession and cart them off. So I was up all night throwing up and had to wake up at 6 a.m. I really did not put myself together that day. We're not going to even lie about that. But I had to go drive to this property on Monday morning, leaving at 8 a.m., had my puke bowl in one arm, driving with the other, throwing up about every 30 minutes. And these poor people, I mean, I had to be like, don't come close because I don't want to get you sick. But we got it done, you know? And I'm pretty sure I died a little bit that day when I got home. I died and I slept for like...
You just slept the day.
6 hours.
Yeah.
I think I passed out and I was out for 6 hours, but we had to close on Tuesday. So we had a timeline, and if the vehicles were not taken away from the property, we aren't closing on Tuesday. And in our world, in the wholesale world, unfortunately, buyers bail.
Yeah.
And so we didn't want to cause an extension that would be a default under the contract on our side to give the buyer any leverage to bail. Even though I don't think they would have, we just, you never know in the wholesale world. So last week was fun, but we got it done.
That was one day. But it felt like your week was kind of like that.
Yeah,
Because
my
you had
whole
the
week
lingering
got screwed
sickness.
up.
It wasn't too fun.
Yeah.
But
And I
you had
had-
softball practice with the kiddos.
And I had six estate signings last week, which
Yeah.
I probably do 50 estate plans a year.
Okay.
So I probably average 2 to 5 a month, depending on, obviously at beginning of the year's a little busier, end of year's a little busier, summer's usually pretty stagnant. For real estate and for law, summer's usually pretty
Mild.
But January's just been, it's been a pretty hectic month all around.
What is an estate plan?
Oh,
Quickly. 30 seconds.
quickly. So an estate
Who
plan
needs one?
is when you and I pass away, who gets our stuff and who's in charge of our stuff.
Okay.
That's an estate plan, in like the shortest means possible. Yeah, so I did 6 estate plans last week, which was way more than what I normally do. And that was prior to getting sick. And so I had to and it created more work for myself because I had to shuffle my Tuesday estate plans to Wednesday and Thursday because I didn't trust that I was well enough on Tuesday to not, which it turns out I wasn't because we had our girls, we coach our daughter's softball team, more so me. You're not really doing much coaching these days, but I think I might have gotten a couple of our girls sick on Tuesday because we had 3 girls gone on Saturday that were at Tuesday's practice. So I might have been...
Your fault.
It was my fault, I think. So, sorry, guys. And they know who they are. I already told their parents. I was like, I'm sorry. But, so yeah, last week was... It was not a fun week for me. I just didn't feel great the whole week, but we had a job to do. And then we had a closing on Thursday, which... What happened with that one? I don't even remember. Oh, buyer called me on Monday asking for a $10,000 price reduction. And my seller was it wasn't Monday, it was Sunday. They called me Sunday because he flew out Monday.
Okay.
So my seller was supposed to come out. He was flying out Monday on MLK Day to finish clearing out the house. We were set to close on either Thursday or Friday. I think we actually closed Friday.
Sure.
I think we extended it 24 hours. But buyer calls us on like Saturday or Sunday right before our seller's supposed to come out asking for a $10,000 price reduction. So we kind of were scrambling, figuring out, hey, are we going to give it to him? Hey, are we going to tell him to go kick rocks? You know, we knew that had we cleaned up the property and actually gone to market, this was one of our pocket listings that we didn't actually go on market for. And we knew had he come and finished out cleaning out the house and we put it on market, we could have gotten the same amount that we were under contract for. So after a lot of back and forth, we ultimately told the buyers to go kick rocks. And they ended up pulling through and closing the deal on time as planned. But it was just a little bit hectic trying to figure out, you know, my seller had to reschedule his flight. They ended up flying out later on Monday. So just the whole week, this week and last week it was just a lot. But I can't even fault it because that was one of our smoother transactions. Beatrice was one of our smoother ones.
Just wait till the end.
Just to the end was a little hectic. But 14th Street was a very challenging.
That was when we've talked to you guys about the eviction process, meeting up with a constable, and it was a transaction that we were so grateful to be a part of. It came as a referral from friends in Oregon, so that was grateful too. So people trust us enough out of state, also in state, so that's cool.
Yeah, we have a pretty wide network across state lines, mostly West Coast and up into the Northwest region. And then we have a couple contacts along the southern states. So if you have people that need real estate services and they want to use somebody that we trust, give us a call because we do have a pretty vast network.
We have people everywhere.
Yeah. So yeah, the last few weeks have been challenging, not just for work. And you know, it never ceases to amaze me if we're out sick, on vacation, you know, excuse my language, shit always hits the fan when you least want it to. So of course, real estate got crazy busy, going into January, things started picking up. It's been pretty busy since.
I'd say the market has definitely picked up.
Yeah.
We're not seeing too much fluctuation with interest rates, but we are seeing more people coming and viewing our properties, and
open houses.
We're getting a lot more questions, and we have a couple solid high price listings that we are expecting an offer probably here in the next week or so. The market's picking up here in Arizona, so that's cool.
Yeah. And then of course, you know, the law firm just blew up right after Christmas, really going into the new year. Seems like everybody's New Year's resolution this year is to get estate plans done, which is great. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Send me all your estate plans. But yeah, that's been pretty hectic. And then you add on the piece of the kids. So our kids are all in at least one sport, if not two. Adeline's the only one that's in one. But, you know, like Tuesdays are just the toughest day for us because the kids get home from school at 3:15. Anderson stays at school until 3:30 for runners club. So they run a couple miles after school and then we pick him up at 3:30. Then we have to be at the softball fields by 4 for practice. We usually get out of there and get home about 5:20, 5:30. We have to whip up dinner really quick, and then we're leaving at 6 o'clock for Anderson's practice. He has to be there at 6:15 for soccer. So, and then I usually will come home, clean up dinner, and then I go get the girls in the shower. I go pick him up at 7. We come back, shower, get kids. It's just a hectic day. Tuesdays and Thursdays are rough, and then, you know, Wednesdays, Fridays we have cheer and batting practice. Mondays are our only day off.
Mondays are
our day where we can breathe a little bit.
Exhale
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because weekends are just as hectic too with...
One person driving. I mean, I think that's going to be our breaking point.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Once PT's up and going, we're 3 weeks into that. I think once we're driving...
Yeah. And baseball too, which baseball has taken a back seat, which I feel so horrible. So it's really weird how life kind of aligns when you need it to. This is the one piece that's been like a bizarre thank you for the gift a little, but not so much. Okay, it's weird. So our son struggles a little bit in school. Not intellectually, he's very bright, but he struggles he's a boy and he has a lot of energy and
he talks too much.
He talks nonstop.
He
not
gets
Bethany.
It from me.
Yeah, for those of you that know our family, it's not Bethany that talks nonstop in school, which you'd think. It's Anderson. So he's on this behavior plan, which rewards him and has consequences, and it's quite intricate, and it is work every day to keep him on this behavior plan. But the one thing that has been a blessing is he's in club soccer, which is the priority because we committed. It costs more money. It's more time. He can't miss his club soccer. And he has teammates that greatly rely on him. But he's also in rec baseball. He decided last summer that he wanted to play baseball. And so we told him, you have to finish the season out of soccer, and then we'll put you in baseball. And if you like it, we'll do club baseball. But you can't do both because we don't have time. You got to pick one. So baseball started the first week of January, and baseball has been I feel like, the biggest leverage when it comes to his behavior plan, because if he's not doing what he needs to do in school, he doesn't get to go to baseball. And it's nice because his team has 14 kids, and I've already talked to his coach, and he's super on board with this, which is great. So we have support all around that if he's not doing what he needs to do, he doesn't get to go enjoy baseball. So the stars kind of aligned because he struggled the first week of practice, and we were triple booked the first week. He struggled the first week of school.
Back from
winter break, that's pretty normal for him because winter break, we still have to work. So the kids are kind of on their own during winter break. That's just life. It happens. So he starts to digress because there's not a lot of oversight on breaks, which we're human, we still have a job to do. But it worked out really nicely because that first and second week back, we were triple booked, and I couldn't get him to baseball practice on Wednesday. So it worked out that the first week, that was his consequence for his scores in school on this behavior plan, is we took baseball away the first week. And then we took it away part of the second week. This week he gets it back because he's been doing better. Mm-hmm. But baseball's definitely been our leverage piece with him, I feel like. And it's working. He's starting to turn it around.
Yeah, I think so.
So the last 3 weeks have been insane.
Yeah.
But this week has been a little better.
We're looking forward to Cancun.
Oh, yes. Wait, what's today? Wednesday?
10 days.
We leave in 10 days for Cancun without kids. So we're just kind of counting down the days and powering through until then. But
as real estate it gets busy when you go on vacation. So we expect you guys to start hitting us up.
Send us all your referrals on February 7th because we leave on February 8th.
Yeah.
You know it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's all right. We got a good team now. We brought Grace onto our team.
Yes, we did. We added our very first agent. We have another one in queue who we expect to join us probably within the next week or two, I would say, because I think she has 60 days to hang her license. So Grace has been with our family for,
over 10 years?
Over 10 years. Yeah, had to be because before I went to law school.
Yeah.
That's when I met her. So she started as a babysitter many, many years ago. And when I opened my law firm in 2019,
okay,
she came and worked for me in the law firm. She worked in the law firm with me for 5 years. She just left in November of 2024, and she went and got her real estate license. And she's officially part of Two Homes now, which is incredible. And I cannot wait to see. She's going to be so good.
She's going to have a lot of success.
She's
a hard worker. She's very intelligent.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing already, and she knows how to talk to people.
And she's a great human.
Yes.
Like if I could handpick what I want my kids to strive to be in this world, I would tell them to emulate Grace. She's amazing.
She is.
You guys will see her soon. We'll bring her on the podcast one day.
Yeah.
Can chat with her. She's a little fiery redhead. We love her. What kind of time are we on? How much time we got?
5 minutes.
I can't read
4
that
minutes.
far. Okay, what else? Do you want to go through quickly accountability, just to touch base since we're at the end of the month? I know you can't.
I'm not really up to nothing right now.
Yeah, you can't really do a ton.
My accountability, I'm picking up and trying to stay accountable for my recovery to the road, vlogging, and all that.
Well, and your PT exercises.
Exactly. That's what was next. I did get a home workout sheet, so I was, as weird as it was, it's like I can go look up these things online, but if it doesn't come from a physical therapist, I don't believe it as much, so I'm not going to do it as much.
Well, and you don't want to do something that you're not told is okay to do.
Correct.
So
once I got that go home pack at homework, I was thrilled. So
Yeah.
we're going to do a lot of those today.
yeah, and the more you can do that, the quicker your recovery will go.
Yeah.
So
goals for me this week for Friday. I want to get to my bend my leg to 90 degrees is what the PT said, and also get it to just sag and basically just lay flat.
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was gonna say we don't really have a lot of accountability updates for you because yours is just
Doing my exercises and getting healthy.
getting through one day at a time.
Yeah.
For me, I have been to church all Sundays except one, which something happened that Sunday and I don't remember. Work. It was last weekend when crap hit the fan and I had to work all weekend pretty much. But yeah, that is my spiritual account. I'm still doing my daily devos every morning. I would like to break the ice, and I have never, I talk to God in my head, but I have never prayed out loud before. And so that's my kind of quarter one goal is I want to start every day, even if it's something so dumb and just minuscule. Hey God, thank you for today. Like that. See, like that. That's perfect. Just once a day, something small, saying it out loud, just to get in the habit of doing it. That's my next step. And then physical, how to slow.
I'm sorry. Why don't you go write it on the mirror, and that way you can just read it every day.
Just the same line every day.
Because you've been wanting to do it for a while.
I know. I just feel
But
like
you
I
need some
sound
kind of
weird.
act. You're not videotaping it?
I just did. So yeah, and then physical, so slow moving because of how hectic the last couple weeks have been. I've been working at least 60-hour weeks. It's been crazy, but I did get back in the gym. So the 18th was my 2-month mark for my surgery. And that was my goal, is to be back in the gym by 2 months. So I got back in the gym on the 19th, and I've been 4 times in the last 2 weeks, which is not as much as I would like to go. But now that I'm going today. Now that things are slowing down, I'm going to get myself back in the gym. But it feels good to be moving again. I'm at 12 miles biked, and
Have you downloaded Strava?
no, I just
I
track
know
it
you
in my
don't want
notes.
to.
That's too many apps for me. It's clustered.
I'm on Strava. Hit me up on Strava once I get running again.
I'm on Garmin. Hit me up on Garmin.
Are you on Garmin?
I am on Garmin.
Okay.
You follow me on Garmin.
I don't follow. I haven't paid attention.
Okay. So we're getting there one step at a time, but it does feel good to be moving again. I can't remember what miles I'm at. I think I'm at 9 miles ran for the year.
Nice.
So I was running when I wasn't going to the gym, when I couldn't make it to the gym. I was going down to the park and running my miles. So
Right on.
I am moving, just not quite as much as I would have liked, but we're getting there. And then I had lunch with my best friend on Monday, so that's me doing.
Just getting out and meeting people. Not meeting people. It's just getting out of the house
That's
and
the me
seeing.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the getting away from the kids really is the main thing. So
And your husband. You can say it.
you're my best friend. I don't ever want to be away from you. So yeah, I feel like I'm pretty on track this month. Maybe a little bit behind in the physical, but everything else I feel pretty good about where I am
Nice.
so far this year.
Given that everything that's been loaded onto your plate extra, I think you're doing all right.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
You shouldn't be.
I'm not mad at myself. I'm just stressed. And that's why I always, without fail, when I'm overwhelmed, I get sick. So I knew I was going to come down with something, and sure enough, and it was that weekend when stuff kind of hit the fan with both properties that I knew I was going to get sick, and sure enough I did. So, but it was quick. I was up and moving by Tuesday, pretty good.
You got lucky, I think.
I did.
Because there's people that were saying it's been weeks long.
Yeah. Well, I did also kind of not feel great on Thursday, but I think that was just residual from electrolyte depleted and all that. So, yeah. I feel like we're pretty on track so far.
We're doing okay.
With a couple closings in the middle, a couple closings in the middle of the chaos.
Yeah.
So,
Keep chugging along.
yeah. All right, that's all I got for today. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Why don't you wrap us up?
I think we're out of time. All right, thanks for joining our TNT podcast. We hope today's episode sparked some inspiration. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave us a review. We would love to hear how you are igniting your life. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.